Ralph, this is just a small token from us. We want you to know how much you're appreciated in the village, in the township, in the county, and in the region, and in the state. You have been the man of the hour for us for years, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Listen up.
Mom, you beat me to the punch. Now listen up, you Liars Club back there, listen up. Greg, did you want me to speak now?
No, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people who are going to talk about you yet first, so you're right. Just say thank you and sit back down.
I'll go back and sit down.
If I could have Frank Wren from the Ohio Township Trustees Association. And it has truly been an honor to grow up in New Richmond and always have Ralph and Marge there. I have a proclamation to present on behalf of the Village of New Richmond and Ohio Township. Whereas Ralph Shepard has continually served this community well for many years in different capacities, and whereas Ralph served our country as a Marine, defending our country, and whereas Ralph continues to show honor and respect to the veterans and the current military, and whereas Ralph educates the citizens of the importance of honoring our military, both past and present, and whereas Ralph has served our community by being a member of the New Richmond School Board for New Richmond, and whereas Ralph shows his love for his community by being a member of the New Richmond, going to repeat myself. Whereas Ralph shows his love to his community by organizing bands and school groups to entertain our residents, and whereas the Village of New Richmond and Ohio Township would like to recognize Ralph Shepard, and whereas the citizens of the Village of New Richmond and Ohio Township appreciates the important contributions Ralph Shepard has made to our community, and now therefore that on the 17th day of October 2013, we salute Ralph Shepard and call upon the community to do so also. Thank you, Ralph.
I see Ralph most mornings at McDonald's for that Liars Club, and I being a veteran myself and in an unpopular war, I can tell you Ralph goes to great lengths to make sure everybody gets recognized, all veterans are recognized. And I personally thank Ralph for all that he does, and I know he's instilled pride in me that wasn't there before. I certainly appreciate that. And I have this plaque, if you'd like to come up. This is presented to Ralph Shepard in appreciation of your tremendous contributions to our community. We are grateful for everything you do. With our flags waving, we will proudly stand by and say thank you. It's October 17, 2013, Ohio Township Trustees, Village of New Richmond, Mayor and Council. Thank you, Ralph.
We have a little certificate of recognition, again for Ralph. And even before I read this too, I just want to say, Ralph, I just want to thank you for everything you've done. I can remember anytime we've had a couple of our military guys from the Richmond area who had either been wounded or whatever, and then you called me immediately, let me know. I was able to help them and their families, and so I thank you for that as well. And it's very fitting, too, that you're a prominent member of the Liars Club. In a good way. And now our certificate of recognition is presented to Ralph Shepard in recognition of your commitment to enhancing the quality of life for those who have faithfully served the United States military. And I want to add to that, too, is that all the other things that you have done community service-wise, and never wanting one word, one bit of recognition. And that's not what you did it for. But it's signed by the Board of County Commissioners, again today, Ed Humphrey, David Jubal, and myself. And so on behalf of the Board of Claremont County Commissioners, we want to thank you not only for everything you've done in the Richmond area, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service to our country, for my freedom, and for making Claremont County the great place it is. Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you. First, I'd like to congratulate the New Richmond Historic folks for presenting this dinner tonight. Congratulate you for presenting this award tonight to such an outstanding citizen. This is a good thing that we do to show our appreciation for those in our communities who have done so much, give so much back to our communities. From Lions to Liars clubs, from parades to pomp and circumstance, Ralph's always there. Anytime I go down to New Richmond, there's Ralph down there doing something. And I think that's a neat thing. But on behalf of the Ohio General Assembly, I have a commendation to present to Ralph, and we're paid by the whereases and wherefores, so, but I'm not going to read them all, but I do want to read the one paragraph here that really touches me. It says, willingly giving of your time, energy, and abilities, you have striven to better the world around you, and through your generous contributions, you have earned the respect and esteem of the entire community. We are certain that in the years to come, you will continue to demonstrate the same unwavering commitment to excellence for which you have become known, and you are truly deserving of high praise. Thus, with sincere pleasure, we commend you on your exemplary record of community service and salute you as one of Ohio's finest citizens, signed by myself, as well as Senator Keith Faber, President of the Ohio Senate. Ralph, congratulations.
I'd like,
To my friend and Belle Marie, I made him a plaque. I'm not wrong.
any more? Dave Kennedy, you surely have something to say, you and Percy. But I do want to mention Mr. Joe Eaker here. Joe has two, right at this moment, three serving in our military. You know, I have a long list here, Kirby, but I'm not going to call your name off, okay? But anyway, you know, I look around at this Liars Club. There's John Gilfillan, 90 years old, and Joe Witt back there, 90 years old, and I'm next in line. I'll soon be 83. But Joe Witt and John Gilfillan, would you please stand up? They are our senior members of the Liars. I'd like to mention, you know, we talk about the Liars Club a whole lot. I want to get them off my list here. But we do a whole lot. We help sponsor the needy kids of the American Legion here in Claremont County. We also contribute to the Ronald McDonald House in Cincinnati because Mrs. No Day that owns 4 McDonald's in this area, one Bethel, New Richmond, Mount Carmel, and Amelia. And she's always proud of New Richmond Group because we do take up quite a amount of money, and she matches that fund. And I don't know how much it was this year. I haven't talked to Mr. Fender about it. But we stay very active down there. Also, I see one of my friends here from the Kiwanis Club, Dick Hilt there. But I could go on and on, you know, but I'm not one to let you laugh. I want all you jarheads to stand up in here that I belong to, okay? There's one of our veterans commissioner back there, Mr. Bob Doer, does a marvelous job. And I kid Dahlheimer there all the time, that's the skinniest Marine I ever did know.
Why?
Yeah, I know. Poor Ray Forsey couldn't keep enough crackers and water in the sports galley back there. But anyway, we're proud of all those Marines and so forth, and we have the associate. You know, I noticed tonight, I think we have all branches represented here. You know, I always ask this at the concerts. I'm going to start out with the Army. Bill, would the Army guys stand up? Let's give them a hand. United States Navy. United States Air Force. United States Coast Guard, right there. I knew he spoke And you know, I'd like to mention another great group is our Veterans Color Guard here in New Richmond. Now, you know, we used to go separate, the VFW and the American Legion, but the ranks are dwindling, you know, and everything. So we go together now, and in fact, we just had a military funeral this past Monday for a World War II veteran, a very, very good man, Trees boy, Ernie Trees lived out at Laurel. His death notice was in all the papers this week. But anyway, I'd like to mention that group of good men that's in our color guard now. What else I want to talk about, Bill? Help me out, Bill. You're a talker too.
It's my honor to join him and General Grant. I understand that
He couldn't be here this
you
evening.
used to. I have the floor.
Okay.
He used to dip General Grant's cigars down in the rough. So that's how he got into the Veterans Hall of Fame. There has been 3 of us from Claremont County. I enjoyed the same honor. And soon we'll have number 4. Mr. Bob Dar will be inducted, what, November 9th?
November 7th.
Want to stand up, Bob? Long time between Grant and Mr. Shepherd. And I'm glad you're much older than I am. Thank you.
Also, over at this table over here, Dave Kennedy, our village administrator. Would you stand up? Dave, yes, you will. Come on. Dave and I work on all the concerts, and we worry about getting, whether it's going to rain or whatever. Ray Persick over there, he's working hard on this bicentennial, I can tell you that. Also, at this time, we are hoping to get the veterans room open at the old school before Veterans Day. I say the old school, that's the old Market Street School in the village. Most of you have been there for concerts when it rains and so forth. So we're working very hard on that. And is Charlie Polster still here? There's Charlie. Jim Hempling, Bill Marsh there, Greg has worked on it. Estel Morris, Estel's not here tonight, Estel's probably working.
North Carolina. He's at a Navy reunion in North Carolina.
Oh, is that where Estel's at this week? Navy reunion. Yeah, he was on board the USS Kitty Hawk for years. You know, I could stand up here and talk about veterans for, it's not only veterans, but it's the people of New Richmond. You know, you work together, you accomplish something. On the Board of Education, I was on there for 20 years. And I'm so proud every time I walk up to that high school, that middle school, that stadium up there. It is great. One of the finest facilities in this part of the country is sitting right up on top of that hill. And my wife lived there since 1939 or 40. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh yes. Now, I came a little later. I lived with her up there for 59 years, and now we're over in the great area of Pierce Township. But I'm back in New Richmond quite a bit, so, and I will be back.
You are, every chance you get.
Now, I always ask this at the ending of our concerts. How many World War II veterans we have here? I know we have 2. I also asked how many Korean War veterans we have here. Now the hands start going up, but we're dwindling in numbers. Yes. And we go to the Cold War. That's a mighty important time. Look at the Cold War veterans back here. Then we go to the Vietnam War. Very good. How many of you attended the wall over at Pierce over in Union Township this past week? Several. I'd like to mention on that wall I have a first cousin by the name of John Cottingham from Newport, Kentucky. He was a 20-year-old United States Army man. All we saw of that young man when they brought him back was 2 silver stars on top of his casket. Johnny Cottingham. I was over to his grave, pretty close to it about a year ago. I don't know what else to say. I made some notes, but I left them in my pocket.
You don't want me to
What'd you
talk
say, Mark?
I'll sing if you want me to.
All right, here's Mr. Bob Lees.
When you think of, there's a couple expressions that sum up a great man, and one of them is, behind every great man is a father-in-law in shock. And there's another one, I don't know if that applied in this case, but the other one is, behind every great man is a great woman. And in the case of this guy, I know we won't have any argument at all to say that one of the greatest has been a life partner of Ralph Shepard. So today, we called the wonderful Wildy Flower Farm, and Carol, I think, went out and picked these yourself, right?
I did.
You did. So on behalf of all of us who love the other half of Ralph Shepard, Marge, we have a little something from the Wildy family as well as the rest of the community. So if you could come up, it'd be a great photo of you and your dear. I just thought this is a great photo opportunity of the 2 of them here, so I'll sit down.
How about a kiss on the picture, Mark?
And we still talk.
Is that what you call it?
What?
I'd like to mention a couple ladies that are here this evening. Connie. Terry, slipped up there for a minute. And Linda, these are Alva Thompson's kids. Alva Thompson was principal at New Richmond Elementary for many, many years. In fact, he was the principal when we opened that building. And would you ladies please stand up? Now, at the same time, I'd like for my daughter, Lori, and my son, Dan, to stand up. These kids all grew up together up on the hill there next to the school. I'll never forget Alva Thompson, a great neighbor. We painted the basement over at the Church of Christ across the way. Two of us painted that whole basement over there. But one thing I want to tell about Alva is we had a fire at the elementary before it was ever open. Well, the only house that blocked the view from Alva looking out his windows is where Ron Walters and Mary live. And I said, Alva, your school's on fire. He says, you gotta be kidding. You know how your dad would, how he talked. Sure enough, it was. The electric company left a salamander on all night. And you know, ever since that fire, we always had some problems with that room at the New Richmond Elementary. I'll never forget that. Good to see you here. Connie's in from Louisville, came in for this. And Linda still lives on the hill now, and Terry lives in the city of Bethel here, the village, the half a mile. But anyway, I'd like to mention my daughter is a teacher at our Locust Corner Elementary, and she's retiring this year. Boy, that makes me an old man. And my son is now with Willis, and you know, he's 8 years older. I know how old he is. But he was a Cincinnati Bearcat back in the early 70s. And he had a shot with the Seattle Seahawks, my son did. And very proud of him. And I will say this, for 19 years, he held the longest field goal for the Cincinnati Bearcats for 19 years, 54 yards. Now that was back in the 70s. Who'd I miss, Dave? Nobody? Nobody? Did I mention Percy over there? Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Tom Bavard does a great job with the Marines, and always there. Where's John Hale? Are you going to sing yet? You know, we missed you on the national anthem. You know, he always opens with our national. John Hale only missed one concert since we started the concerts back in 1999. One concert in all those years. And I would like to mention already for the bicentennial, I don't know if you mentioned it the other night or not, Greg, but we have a nice lineup already for 2014. And a couple of those band directors says we're going to play a little longer this year for you because it is the bicentennial year. And we have a lot of great music. So watch the papers, good people. Now, before I quit, yeah. I want to mention, you know, it's Veterans Day coming up. The parade has been moved from Batavia to New Richmond. I received a call a couple weeks ago, and the streets in Batavia are all tore up. The parade's going to be in New Richmond on Veterans Day. start at 7 p.m. in the evening down at where the old Motel Marina. I know Tom knows where it's at and all these gentlemen. And also, I want to mention, you know, New Richmond schools, we started the breakfast in our elementaries. Now, the first breakfast, all you veterans and wives are welcome, will be at our Locust Corner Elementary on a Friday. That will be at 8 p.m. And we will be there for 1 solid hour for breakfast. Oh, a.m. What did I say, p.m.?
We close by then,
My second mistake. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Now, that's on a Friday, May the 8th.
November.
It's November. I think, Bob, I better go sit down. But anyway, our next breakfast will be on Veterans Day, and that will be at New Richmond Elementary. And that one will start at 7:45 a.m. Now that afternoon at 1 o'clock, we have a nice program will be presented at the middle school at 1 p.m. Now, we've got to skip a couple days in there because Monroe, I don't know if something was going on, but Monroe Elementary with breakfast will be on November the 14th. And that will be at 7:45 also. I'm finished. I appreciate everybody, appreciate the historical New Richmond.
Ralph and I have been together quite a while through the years, down each summer at the band concerts, and it's really been a pleasure being with Ralph. He's a great guy, and of course you all know that, so I just had to say it again. Ralph kind of likes this song. Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. It just keeps rolling, it just keeps rolling along. He don't plant cotton, he don't plant taters, and them that plants them are soon forgotten. But old man river, he just keeps rolling along. You and I, we sweat and stray, bodies all aching and racked with pain. You took that barge, you lift that bale, you get a little drunk, and you land in jail. Well, I gets weary and sick of trying, tired of living and scared of dying. But old man river, he just keeps rolling along. Yes, he does. Thank you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, I think to myself,